don't know about you, but I love watching decluttering videos, but I always wonder, what are those products really like? I've decided to do a different kind of declutter video. Here are the foundations that I currently have. Some of them I will love and keep, and some of them I know are trash. I hope you're having a good day so far. I am going to address some issues with my last video real quick. There were a lot of editing issues. For these foundation videos, I have been doing the check-ins with my iPhone, and when I imported the video into my computer, which was a nightmare in and of itself, my iPhone didn't want to import to my PC. It was a whole thing. It took me literally hours before I realized that I could just send the link to the iCloud version, but then my iCloud version wasn't the same resolution. It was a nightmare. So I'm going to try to do check-ins strictly with my camera for now. I'm looking into getting just like a vlog camera. My brother sent me a gift card to Amazon for my birthday, so I think that that's what I'm going to use that for. Also, I'm still getting over a cold, so my voice might be a little nasally or weird. I apologize, but we're going to get into it anyway. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put on this cute little kitty headband. I am changing up the primer because my face is so dehydrated between being sick and the weather and hormones, and it's just ridiculous. So in my lucky bag, spoiler alert, I got the Good Molecules silicone-free moisturizing primer. I haven't used it yet, but I did put just a little bit on the back of my hand in that video, and it felt really nice, and it doesn't have silicones, but it's supposed to help smooth. And it has, like, it kind of has that silicone texture to it, but it's plant derived, so it's a little different. So we're gonna try it. It's just like a lotion when it comes out, like a moisturizer. And again, it has no scent. It is the most scent-free lotion type product. Like, it doesn't even have like a lotion scent to it. Oh, I haven't even said which foundation I'm doing. So I'm going to be doing the Too Faced Peach Perfect. I guess if you clicked on the link, clicked on the description, then you know. But it's going to be the Too Faced Peach Perfect today. It is late, and by late I mean I think it's probably around midnight. My sleeping has gotten completely destroyed by having a cold. So I couldn't sleep. Like, my sort of like natural sleep time is generally anywhere from like 12 to 15 hours, which means that if I sleep for that time, or if I stay in bed for that time, it just consistently makes the time that I'm waking up continue to change. And it's a medical thing. It's not, I have issues. I've tried everything. I don't have like a TV in my bedroom or anything. I try not to be on my phone before I go to sleep. I've tried to go to sleep and get up at the same time every day, and it just, after literally decades of dealing with it, I've just come to accept that this is how it is. So anyway, it's midnight when I'm starting this, which means that there will not be any footage of this in natural light, unfortunately, but I also don't want to wait until I fix my sleep issues and am waking up during the day again before I make another video. And this is a foundation that I do already know I like a lot. So this is more of, which is why I was okay with using the different primer, because this is more of a test of how does this foundation work with this primer. And it's just, I've always been a fan of this foundation, like from the first time that I used it. I just like the coverage that I get. I personally very much enjoy the scent. And it's a really nice color match and doesn't oxidize. So this is in the shade Swan, which also I have the Do You foundation, so maybe I will do that one next, just to, you know, like if you're curious about the dewy versus the matte version of these. But the shades from the Peach Perfect to the Do You aren't the same. So I am Swan in the Peach Perfect, but I'm Snow in the Do You. So if you have tried one and you're gonna try the other, just something to consider. I don't know what they were possibly thinking when they did that, just because it just doesn't make sense. Because if somebody's purchasing it online, like if you're gonna buy it directly from Too Faced especially, you're going to order it in the same shade that you know you are if you've used their other foundation, but their foundation shades don't match across their different formulas. I just don't understand. So with this one, I do like to just take a sponge afterwards and just press it into the skin. I like to use a brush, just in general, like my preferred way of applying foundation is with a brush. So I like to take a brush so that I can get the coverage. And then a sponge just to be able to press it into the skin. This one also sets down pretty nicely, so I'm probably not going to powder over top of it. I'm just gonna leave it. It is Chinese New Year in my time tomorrow, so I am actually going to, it's Chinese New Year in my time tomorrow, so I am gonna skip ahead to having my makeup on. If you could let me know if you can let me know down in the comments what you prefer, if you would rather I do my makeup and then like speed it up, or do like this where I do my foundation and then go off camera. In this case, I'm not going off camera, I'm making a video, but if I, you know, like go and do my makeup and then it just cuts to my makeup being done, which you prefer. Personally, I like watching people like do like a speed through of their makeup and playing music over top of it. I think that it's interesting to watch how people get makeup looks, even if I'm not necessarily getting a tutorial with it. But just let me know. It does make the videos, I'm assuming, a decent amount shorter. Anyway, I will be back with you in just a minute. Or if you want to watch me do this makeup look and not get a spoiler and then go watch that video if you haven't seen it, then you can go watch my video where I do my Chinese New Year and then come back and see. It might end up being a complete and total mess of a video because I'm doing something I've never done before. Either way, I will be back with you in just a moment. All right, so this is the look that I came up with. It was a struggle. If you want to see that struggle, make sure that you check out my Chinese New Year video look doing this. It looks like a pretty simple look to just look at it without watching me do it. But yeah, it was more of a struggle than it should have been, and it still didn't turn out quite the way I wanted it, but it is the basics of what I wanted, so there's that. Anyway, as far as the foundation, it took me way longer than I thought it was going to do this look. So it is now 1:36 a.m. 1:37 a.m. now, but it's 1:37 a.m. so initial check-in time is really more like it's really more like 12:30 probably, because I did also end up texting with my boyfriend a little bit in the middle of this. So we're gonna call check-in time 12:30 as my start time, and I'm gonna go about my day. It's not day, but I have videos to edit. I have normal what people do in the daytime things to do. And yeah, so I will be back in a few hours to do a check-in. Okay, so it is around 6 a.m. I've just been editing, so it's been longer than I intended. Since I finished up, I meant to check in sooner, but there's really not much change to point out at all with the foundation. My makeup in general looks pretty good. Like a little bit of it's wiped off here from scratching and having watery eyes because allergies. But as far as the foundation, it's pretty much exactly the same. Are you in focus? Are you? There's nothing really to report. It hasn't broken apart at all. Oh, I have an eyelash. I've been wearing glasses that lay on my face here, and you can see a little bit kind of where it has lifted up some of the highlighter, but my foundation is still fully intact. Overall, yeah, not much to report. I am still gonna go edit another video, and I will be back for probably just a final check-in, since this foundation just is wearing really well and there's not anything to report unless something exciting happens between now and when I'm ready to wash my face. I'm probably not going to check back in between now and then, and I will see you in a few before I wash my face. I decided I wanted to try to make my Chinese New Year's look a little bit more red on the eyes, and I was using this Suva Beauty Saffron palette, which I've never really had issues with before. But the saffron, so I was using the shade Paprika, and not only does it not seem to want to stick to my eyes, but it gave me a bunch of fallout over here. So I've done what I can to get the fallout off. Can you tell that I'm annoyed? Historically, this foundation is known for not really being great for touch-ups. So I thought this was a good opportunity to see if I can fix what just happened with this foundation. So I'm just going to use this brush that I use for like concealer and stuff usually, and see if I can kind of lay this down in that area. I'm so annoyed. So I didn't have any issues. Okay, so we are at the 9-hour mark. I'm sorry, I have hiccups. And my lipstick not looking so great because I had spaghetti for breakfast, as you do when you've been up all night. My makeup in general, like my eye makeup and whatnot, is also not looking great. This is starting just a little bit right here from where my glasses sit against my face to rub off. And a little bit of it came off around my lower lip. But otherwise, this still looks the same as when I put it on. I haven't used any setting spray. I did touch up that one little bit over here, which just looks exactly the same as when I touched it up. So I want to go to bed, so I'm going to get through this, hiccups or no hiccups. As soon as I start talking, I hiccup. So, all right, that's it for this one. I will see you in the next one. If there's a particular one of my foundations that you want me to do sooner rather than later, let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will see you later. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Bye.